You can kind of see the smoke ring right around there as it penetrated the bacon and a little bit of the chicken thigh. You get just a little bit of snap of cheese. Richard here from Fergolicious BBQ, and we are here at KC Grilling Company again in Olathe. What we are doing today is all about chicken. We're going to do a boneless stuffed chicken thigh, and we're going to start out with some of our organic smart chicken thighs. I get these because they're real big, so it gives me a little bit more space to pack full with the stuffing. And you can get these at your local Hy-Vee or Price Chopper. We're going to grab a couple of these out here. We're going to get some of these bigger pieces out. We're going to set this aside. Now the thing about this dish, it's fun. You know, you can add whatever stuffing you want, but the one thing we're not going to need is we're not going to need this skin. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to peel all this skin off. So now the bigger job comes right here where we got to get to this bone, because we're going to take it out. And there's a little nugget of chicken right there, and you can literally take your finger right here, or your thumb, and you can pull up and use your other hand and you can separate it right there, and you can open that up. Now to help you get that bone exposed a little bit more, you can just slice that right off, and now you've opened up that thigh a little bit more. The other thing we don't want is we don't want these veins, but we'll get to that here in a second. What we want to do is get out the bone. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our knife, and we're just going to kind of start to slice right in here, right next to the bone. Then we got to kind of start to get our knife underneath it. And then we get right here, the bone is out. So the bone comes out clean. We got minimal meat on that, so we can save a lot of the meat for our final dish. I'm going to trim off just some extra little nuggets so we don't need. This right here, if you grab a paper towel, this is like a little, holds some of the vein. It's like a piece of cartilage. And you can pull that right out, just like that. I don't think anybody wants to eat that. Okay. Now we're just gonna finish laying this thing out. So now we've deboned the chicken thigh. It's butterflied out now, and we can open this up to put our stuffing in it. We're gonna get some bacon, because everything is better with bacon, right? And we're going to lay these guys out. We're going to lay our chicken thigh inside there. We're going to take a little bit of the Fergolicious Sweet Sweet Love, give it just a little bit of seasoning. Then what we're going to do is you take whatever mac and cheese you want. Your homemade mac and cheese, you know, you can buy it out of a box. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to stuff it with. A lot of people will stuff this with like cheese and peppers, but I'm going to stuff it with what we call rack and cheese. So we took mac and cheese, and then we took some of our smoked ribs right here, and we chopped it all up, and we poured the rib meat in with it, and that's where we get rack and cheese from. All right, so this has got the pork fat in it with the cheese and the pasta, and we're gonna mix this up, and we're gonna take just about a spoonful, just maybe a little bit more than a spoonful. So we wanna get some of that cheesy goodness inside there, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of start to wrap these bacon slices up, pulling this all together. Now it's going to be a little tedious until you kind of get a rhythm going, and you're going to have toothpicks available to help keep this all together. But you want to try to get this thing as tight as you can. It's going to kind of end up looking like a ball, keeping the chicken and the mac and cheese all inside there. And then we form this guy. And we're going to take a toothpick, kind of poke that through there. I do it in a couple spots, kind of keep everything together tight. And then we're going to finish it off with one more layer of our Sweet Sweet Love. Give it a little color, a little flavor on the outside. And then you end up with we got four chicken bombs here, as we call them. So we're going to put these on our gateway drum here in a little bit after it gets up to temp with our Royal Oak XL Cut charcoal. We got a little bit of cherry wood on there. We got a little bit of pecan wood on there. And we're going to get this guy up to about 300 degrees. And we're going to put these on. These will probably take just about an hour to cook all the way through. Once we see the bacon is done and it's got good color and it's getting a little crispy, we'll glaze them with a little bit of sauce, and then we're ready to pull them off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate this a little bit, just so we kind of rotate the heat. So we're just gonna rotate it a quarter turn, just like that. Want to make sure we pull those out because we don't want to eat toothpicks. So we're gonna take a little bit of this Tillman's. These guys are out of Florida. Little apple chipotle barbecue sauce. We had some of this in the fridge, and we're just gonna put a little sauce over the tops of these, so we can glaze them up a little bit. Add one more layer of flavor on these. And we're just gonna kind of brush that in a little bit, get it all the way around. Probably put these back on the pit for about 5 minutes or so. It won't take long for it to kind of set the sauce in. And here's what I'm gonna do. Set those on there just like that. Yeah, buddy. This is our Dick's Rapid Steel. This is what we sharpen all our knives with. Just get a couple passes through there, and we're gonna be ready to cut up these chicken bombs. So you got the mac and the cheese in there, wrapped in the bacon, and you got rib meat in there too. Yeah, buddy. You can kind of see the smoke ring right around there as it penetrated the bacon and a little bit of the chicken thigh. You get just a little bit of snap of cheese from the mac and cheese. It's not, over gooey, so it doesn't. It's not all running out all over the place. The sauce from the bacon gives a little amp up flavor, a little spice. But you can still pick up on that wood smoke from the charcoal and the cherry wood. Man, this is a super cool thing to make at home for a party. It's not hard. It's super easy. You could stuff it with whatever you want. Chicken thighs are super cheap. Find bacon on sale like we did. Go out, light up your Royal Oak charcoal, some wood, and you can do this yourself at home right here, guys.